Hey, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my photo chats. So I had a photo shoot in August in New York, in Brooklyn, and I had never been to Brooklyn before. And so it was a treat to be able to go out for this client that I've worked for years, go do a photo shoot at a big hotel in Brooklyn, but then have some time in between to do some street photography. And New York is a wonderful place to work. I've been in Manhattan so many times. I've lived out in New Jersey, so I would always get to New York. And I shot a lot in New York, and it's wonderful. Brooklyn is a lot different than Manhattan. I ended up working in the part of Brooklyn near the Brooklyn Bridge. I ended up taking a subway down to Coney Island. It ended up being a morning when there was nobody there. I took a 8 o'clock subway down, and when I got there, it was like a deserted beach. I'm like, oh, I guess that's not going to lend itself to too many photos. But you got to go, you got to show up, you got to try things, and I was glad I did. I had never been to Coney Island before. And got out on the last day. I even took a subway back up to Manhattan. And when I stepped out into the area right where Wall Street is, I was right in the Wall Street area, right where the 9/11 memorial is. I was back in New York. I'm like, now this is New York. And you see those giant buildings, and you see all that glass and steel, and it's just magnificent of a city. And for all the times that I've been in Manhattan, I've always gone in through Penn Station. I've always taken the train from New Jersey, and often we're between Greenwich Village and Midtown. And I had never really been down and explored the southern part down by Wall Street. So that was really cool to get down there and see something new. And when you see something new, you end up photographing things, I think, a little bit with new eyes on a place. And I have a gallery of photos from New York, so take a look at it. I'll put it in the show notes. You can see where I went and what I saw. And New York lends itself to street photography. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of opportunity. My schedule was I was in the conference. I was photographing from morning till evening or late afternoon. But since it was summertime, there was good light before then and good light afterwards. I could still go and make street photos before and after. So it was just tremendous. Anyway, if you ever get a chance to shoot in New York, I highly recommend it. Brooklyn, a whole different kind of a place, a lot more residential, a lot more, I guess, small as far as stature of buildings in the area where the Brooklyn Bridge is. I didn't get to Williamsburg or some of the other places that I would have liked to have gone. But overall, New York, you can't beat it for just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And the people are just so interesting to photograph, just to follow around, to find little moments to photograph. All right, that's today's photography talk. If you're enjoying this, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. Thanks to all my supporters. I appreciate you. I'll be back next week. We'll talk more photography. As always, here's the good light.